worry about it. I got my sleeping bag, man. Don't worry about it. Alright. So I just came from Starbucks and shit. You know how I do it. I've been in there for hours. But let's just face it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, bro. Some men have gotta work harder to have it better with women, bro. We was all born with different genetics and shit like that, man. We look different, different height, different color, you know, different shades of color. You know, we all look different. But there's 10% of men out of that bunch, you know what I'm saying, that come into the world are gonna have it really good with women. Like dudes who are over 6 foot, dudes who are Tyrone, Chad. These dudes got it great with women. And they'll have it great for the rest of their lives. Like Chad and Tyrone's, they'll always get pussy. Like even dudes, like let's say a Chad was 10, you know, a Chad or a Tyrone was a 10 in his 20s. Bro, even when he's 50, he's still gonna get women coming after him, bro. Now, they might not be as young, because you do got an expiration. Even Chaz and Tyrone, you got an expiration date on your looks to attract young women. All men do. When we get into our 50s, the young women will no longer be checking for you. Hell, when you're in your 40s, it's hard to get a young female. You know? But some dudes have to work harder, man, to have it good with women. You know, they do. That's a sad reality, man. We wasn't all born the same. We wasn't all born with the best genetics in the world, man. Oh shit. Carry this motherfucker on my back. Damn. You know, so what I'm saying, we wasn't all born to be, you know, sought after by a horde of women, bro. Only certain dudes get that privilege. That's why dudes go out there and they build stuff so they can live the life of a Chad or a Tyrone. Because basically that's what you are once you get money. All of a sudden you a Tyrone without being a Tyrone. Without looking like Tyrone. Okay? All of a sudden you a Chad without being a Chad when you get money. See, some guys, they be like, damn, I wish I was a Chad. I wish I was a Tyrone. I say the same thing. I'm like, God damn, I wish I was a Tyrone. You know, where I was just getting like just like hordes of women just coming after me. You know, and I'm going through them. You know, no problem getting a woman. Always having a girlfriend. Just no struggle getting women. Period. No struggle. Women approach you. When you're a Chad or a Tyrone, you get approached, okay? You got access to threesomes. You feel what I'm saying? Because 2 women want you at the same time, and they're willing to share you and shit. Some men look at, Chad and Tyrone, and to be jealous, like, God damn, I wish I was them dudes, man. But in order to live that lifestyle, bro, you got to get a lot of money. You got to work harder. That's just the way it is, man. I'm aging out of the game, bro. I'm aging out of the game. So what I'm saying? What's up with it, Jamie in the house? We all not Chaz and Tyrones, and we gotta work like we're not. We gotta get to a level of success where we can live the life of a Chad or a Tyrone. Because you'll have the same, like, what they call it, you'll have the same lure, or you'll have the same type of attraction that Chad and Tyrone has when you're rich and famous. You feel what I'm saying? Because women are approaching you just like they approach Chad and Tyrone. Women approach Chad and Tyrone on the regular. You got to be Chris Rock or somebody, for women to approach you, bro. Feel what I'm saying? You got to be Chad or Tyrone, or you got to be a somebody for women to approach you. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm looking for something. Okay, I got it. You gotta be a millionaire, bro, in order to live a life that the Chads and Tyrones got. They got a good life with women. You hear what I'm saying? They have a good life with women. They got a life that I would love to have with women. But my reality is that no, I'm not young anymore. I'm aging out of the game. You feel what I'm saying? So now it becomes more about my wallet. You feel what I'm saying? You get older, it becomes more about that fat wallet. It becomes more about the Benjamins, as you get older. Yeah, you had a lot of free sex when you were young. As you get older, it's more about the Benjamins. It's more about that moolah. So I said, fuck, I just embrace it, man. No need to be crying over spilled milk or past time or wasted time. Crying over wasted time. Just keep it going with the punches, man. I can't see nobody in this chat room. I know there's people here. Man. Today I'm not eating until 12 noon, bro. I'm fasting. No, I'm not consuming anything. No coffee, no nothing. Just, I'm gonna lean the fuck out. That's what I'm gonna do. Go back to eating 2 meals a day. 3 meals a day is three meals a day is too much. Even if I'm working out, so what? I'm just gonna have to deal with that 2 meals. I'm gonna have to starve a little bit to lose some weight. You know what I'm saying? That's the part we was dealt with, man. Coming into the world is like dealing cards, bro. It's like being dealt cards by a casino card dealer. You know what I'm saying? And on one hand, they gave you some bad cards with your parents. On the other hand, they gave you decent looks or whatever. That's my story. On one hand, I got bad cards with my family, and on the other hand, I do have decent looks. Or I had decent looks because they're going away now. Looks fade after a while, guys. You know what I'm saying? All you can do is just try to work out and try to slow that shit down, slow the aging process down. That's why I'm not drinking no alcohol. I'm done with that, man. I'm just gonna have to quit that shit. I haven't had no alcohol in 2 days. I do need some caffeine though. I'm tired. Wait. Nah, I'm good, man. You feel what I'm saying? It's like you gotta achieve something to get the life of Chad and Tyrone. Like you gotta get out there and you gotta work and you gotta make something happen to be living a life of these type of dudes, bro. Cause then you dating top tier women, you know, that's Chad and Tyrone's lane. You feel what I'm saying? That's Chad and Tyrone's lane. When you get the money and the status, or you just get money, period. That's Tyrone and Chad's lane right there. Those are the women that they date on the regular. You feel what I'm saying? You're dating their face match. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you're getting top tier women on the regular as a rich man with some status. Well, you don't have to have no status, you just be rich. And you'll be dating what women Chad and Tyrone are dating. So there's a lifestyle of Chad right there. And then you got access, you got threesomes. I mean, you got access to threesomes and shit. When you're rich, sure, all you do is pay if you're struggling to get the real thing, just pay two escorts to do you in. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I'm beat, man. I'm beat. I am beat. See what I'm saying? That's what you gotta do, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a long, hard road too. You feel what I'm saying? Like when you're trying to get the bag, it's not easy. There's a lot of challenges in the way. It's not easy, you know. Chad and Tyrone don't have to win no jackpots, nigga. They don't have to. Chad and Tyrone don't have to. They don't have to self-improve. All they gotta do is get a job being a personal trainer, and that's it. How easy life, you know what, Kevin Federline, I gotta switch shoulders, man. How easy Kevin Federline's life is, man. How easy is their life, bro? How easy Chad Rome with Keke Palmer, you know what I'm saying, the rich woman. You know, how easy is his life to land a woman, a rich woman in Hollywood? You feel what I'm saying? That's like, man, this nigga's basically surviving on his looks. Damn, just get cop money just because of your looks? What about Chad Rome, Jeremy Meeks? Okay? Look how easy his life is. The nigga was 35, man. Once he took that mug shot, it was over with. He had women kicking in doors everywhere. You know what I'm saying? These guys got it made. They can survive off their looks. Me and you, nope, we gotta work hard. If I was Jeremy Meeks, bro, I wouldn't be homeless. If I was dude that was dating Keke Palmer, the Chad Rome, I wouldn't be homeless. If I was Tyson Bedford, if I had that type of looks, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in right now. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be here. Bro, I'd be living with females. Females, when you very good looking, They'll pull over and be like, you wanna come live with me? Look how hot you are. I wouldn't be here, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be here in these streets. There's something in here that's extra heavy, that's making this thing heavy. I'm gonna have to take it out or something. My bag is too heavy. We gotta take some stuff out. Yeah, this gotta go. This is adding weight to my shit. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. My bad. I pressed the new button. These women are like, I deserve Chad and Tyrone. I don't deserve nothing less. And she'd be like, she'll look at you and be like, I done had better. I deserve better than you. You're not good enough for me. That's how they are, bro. You're not good enough for me. I need Chad and Tyrone. That's what I need. I don't need you. You're just an average looking dude. You old. You dusty. You're broke. You feel what I'm saying? This is how these women are, man. Once a woman is dating Chad and Tyrone, that's all she's gonna want, bro. You feel what I'm saying, bro? That's all she's gonna want. Why you think, like, what's her name? Samantha Lee, Tyrese's ex-wife, divorced his ass because she got tired of sleeping with a sub-5 dude and she wanted to go back to Chad and Tyrone, bro. She wanted to go back to top tier men, but she was in for a rude awakening, because those type of dudes don't have the type of money that Tyrese has. Tyrese knows he's not a very good-looking guy, so he has to go out and achieve shit just so he can get access to the type of women that Chad and Tyrone have access to. You see what I'm saying? He knew he had to go out and become an R&B singer, an R&B star. He knew he had to go out and get involved in movies and act. He knew he had to do that because if he didn't, he was going to be an incel. You know what I'm saying? He knew that he was going to be an incel if he did not go out there and do what he had to do. You feel what I'm saying? This woman got tired of being with him because in her mind, Tyrese, with his looks, wasn't good enough for her. If he was a Tyrone instead of Tyrese, she would have stayed. They wouldn't have got divorced. Look how long Brad Pitt and Angela Jolie, or whatever her name is, stayed together. They stayed together for many years, bro. Brad Pitt and Angela Jolie, the girl who played in Tomb Raider, okay? That was his wife for a very long time. But he's Brad Pitt, bro. She didn't really love Tyrese. That's the reason why. And Tyrese said, you know what, bro? I gotta get my bread up, all the way up. I need to become a R&B singer. I need to be involved in movies. And to her, that bitch who left Tyrese, that wasn't good enough for her. You see what I'm saying? He provided her with a nice lifestyle, a more comfortable lifestyle, with Starbucks in the backyard. The guy had fancy cars, a mansion, a private chef. Okay, he had all of that, but she still ended up leaving. Why? Because of his looks. She didn't say that, you know, but we already know by looking at Tyrese and then looking at her, we already know what it was all about. You wasn't in love with that man. See, I told you these females are superficial, bro. You gotta be good looking and you gotta be rich. Yeah, but most of the time, I'm telling you, it's not the Chads and Tyrones who are rich. It's the average and below average guys who got most of the money. Yeah, we got some rich Chads and Tyrones out here, bro. We see them on TV. You know, we see who's a Tyrone, who's rich Tyrone. We got Michael B. Jordan. Okay, he's a Tyrone that's rich. Okay, there's only so many of those rich, tall, and handsome dudes to go around. There's not enough to go around for these bitches. And these bitches be living in a delusional mindset, thinking, I want a man with some looks and some money. You gonna have a hard time getting that shit. Most of the men are average like me, okay? Or they're below average looking. They're sub-5 because they had to go out and get the money because the women was not gonna fuck with them, bro. The sub-5 men, they wasn't even getting the average women. See, at least, you know, I can, if I decide to stop chasing the bag, I can go back to average women. Like sub-5 dudes, they knew they were screwed somehow, and they knew they had to go out there and become something and able to get good with women, to get a good life with females. You see what I'm saying? Or they're going to spend all 80 years struggling, man. You feel what I'm saying? Feel what I'm saying? They knew they were going to be struggling. So they had to go out and do that, man. There was no way out. No retreat, no surrender. No mercy. You know what I'm saying? No retreat, no way out, No surrender, no mercy. That's how it is. They had to do it. All these like sub 5 rappers out here, you know, sub 5 singer, like Neo. Neo had to really go out there and become a star for women to fuck with him. The dude is sub 5, man. They talked about his looks to his face online when he had said something about, you know, his daughter coming up and how he wasn't gonna raise her to be gay or something like that. And he got some lashback by the LGQ community or whatever. The LGBTQ? Yeah, that's it. You know, he got some lashback from that when he said that online. And then they got on his looks. I was like, damn, they got on Neo's looks? Oh, man. That's fucked up, bro. That's one of my favorite R&B stars, bro. Stop playing. And then they talked about how he not hot no more. He fell off and shit like that. I'm like, damn, he don't have to do music his whole entire life. Shit, he wanted to do something else. As long as he got his money invested, it's all good. But it goes to show how hard motherfuckers had to work just so they can get a good life with women. Like, imagine how many like singing lessons he had to take, or how much he had to sing, learn how to dance, how many R&B or hip hop classes he had to, like dance classes he had to take. He had to work hella hard, you know what I'm saying, just so he could get a good life with women. Because we all know if you're broke and you're average or below average looking, you're gonna have a horrible, horrible time with women. We all know that if you average or below average looking, you're gonna have a hard time with women. That's why you see a lot of average dudes getting married. You never see Chad and Tyrone getting married. You never see that. As long as I know my Arabic Chad friend, he never had a girlfriend, he never been married. He can get sex without that, without being in a relationship. That's crazy how this nigga can get sex on a regular without being in a relationship, bro. That's his life though. That's his reality. I gotta work out. I gotta get the bag in order to, like, you know, I mean, my Arabic Chad friend, he works out too, but it doesn't really show him like that. He don't got like muscular genetics. He just got a Chad face. That's all. And he about 5'11". You know, he about 5'11". He almost 6 foot tall. You feel what I'm saying? So these dudes they blessed with genetics, bro. You know, they got genetics that work for them. You know? You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta get out there, man. Chop, chop. You gotta work harder than the average guy, man. I mean, than the Chaz and Tyrone. I mean, my bad. You gotta work harder than the Chaz and Tyrones. I remember when I was younger, women just came to me. They fell into my lap. Like from ages 20 to like 30, women used to fall into my lap. I didn't have to work that hard. I still had to chase them. I still had to go to bars and clubs to chase them, but it wouldn't be very long before I found me something to poke on. That's why my body count is 100 from age 20 to age 30. You know what I'm saying? I went through 100 women. I went through a lot. And after age 30, that shit started to slow down. I'm actually, my body count is higher than 100 because I'm still living. Age 30, you can count those. You can count those on 2 fingers. Maybe throwing your toes too, you know. Age 20, or 30 through 40, I probably slept with 20 women. Ages through 30 and 40, and that shit getting lesser and lesser every single year. So, bruh, we gotta hustle up and get this bag. Chaz and Tyrone's, You feel what I'm saying? Chaz and Tyrone's ain't gonna never disappear. They always gonna be your competition for top tier women. You just have to get the bag. And then you can compete with these motherfuckers. You can compete with these motherfuckers once you get the bag. That's the only thing that can save a lot of niggas, man. Ain't no God in the sky gonna come out of the sky and save you from your situation. You, bro, yourself. You have to get out there and work hard and sacrifice so you can have a better tomorrow. So you can get it good with bitches, man. Like I said last night, bro, if I would have got the bag, I would have never had struggled 8 years without a girlfriend, bro. I was hard-headed, I was stupid, I thought I knew everything. I wasn't humble. And now I'm older, I'm more humble, I'm more wise. You know, I got wisdom on my side. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I thought I had all the time in the world, bro. Hell no. My age 30, that shit kicked in like a turbo booster. You know, that shit came so quick. You know what I'm saying? Age 30, and then age 40 came quick too. The decade went by so goddamn quick, man. Goddamn shame, bro. You feel me? It's a goddamn shame. That's why we gotta get our bread up, man. That's why we gotta get the bag. Because we don't have it that good with women like that. I remember when I had it better. I was in my prime. I was youthful. I had clear skin. You know, I can get buffer. Nowadays, it look like I'm shrinking. I can't get as buff as I used to. I gotta do more push-ups. Before, I used to do like 100 push-ups and I'll be swole. Nowadays, I gotta do 300 push-ups to look like I used to look, to get a pump. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta pump more and now you're older and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're not as buff as you used to be. You're not as handsome as you used to be because of gray hairs and lines and wrinkles and shit that pop up out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes gotta work harder. That's what it said. And then the older you get, the harder you gotta. I mean, the older you get, the more money you gotta have. The older you get, the more money you have to have. If you stay stagnant your whole entire life, bro, that's a life sentence. Like if you die poor, like man, well, you could have changed, man. You could have went out there and got that bag. That's your fault, man. It's not your fault that you came into the world with average looks and broke at the same time. It's not your fault. That's your parents' fault. But if you die for it, man, it's your fault. Whatever. You know, I'm gonna end this live, man. What time is it? Yeah, we had 30 minutes. You guys have a good day, man. I'll see y'all in the next one. I gotta go. Peace, man. I'm out.